Hey, what's going on everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. I'm in the business of healing hearts, saving souls, and making dreams come true. So, one thing I want to say is, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken and you don't need to be fixed. But you were convinced by a lot of narcissists over the years that it was you, that there was something about you that was wrong. And you spent your whole life thinking, well, if I could just find out what it is, I could fix it. And the reason why you couldn't fix it is because there was nothing to fix. You were damn near the perfect person. But that's not what you heard. That's not what they told you. Whenever you felt good about yourself, whenever you felt confident, whenever you did something well, instead of being rewarded, instead of receiving a pat on the back, your friends smiling, you were told, oh, what are you, arrogant? Oh, who do you think you are? It was always a punishment in one form or the other. You got really good grades, maybe even straight A's. Instead of congratulating you, instead of saying good job, they turned it around in one way or another. Like, oh, what do you think, you're better than us? You were convinced that no matter what you did, somehow, some way, it was just wrong. I started going to therapy at a very young age. I think it was really 19. And I went to psychology classes. I read personal development. I would devour personal development books, psychology books. For over 22 years, that's all I would do is read and do home study courses, audio courses, seminars, college classes, you name it, I did it. Because I was trying to figure out how to fix whatever it is that's wrong. You know, psychologists did absolutely nothing for me. It was just a waste of time. Luckily, I got involved with NLP, Ericksonian hypnosis. The reason why I say Ericksonian because it's a very specific form by Dr. Erickson, who was a psychiatrist, by the way, and he really was like, you can heal people. That was a real big thing, and he became a master of it. So it's different than other hypnosis because it's all about therapy and healing. I got involved in meditation. I went to an acupuncturist from China. I believe it was Shanghai. I think it was Dr. Chen was his name. So I started to do these it's funny they call them like New Age therapy, but it's really not because these are ancient techniques that have been around for thousands of years. And the funny thing about it is psychology is brand new. But the West will say, oh, so you're studying that New Age stuff. It's like, how is this New Age? This stuff is like 5,000 years old or 4,000 years old. Psychology is only 300 years old. So what are you talking about? Regardless, the message I continued to hear, whether it was Western psychology or the other stuff, timeline therapists, etc., the healers, is Michael, you need to have boundaries. Michael, that's not love. Michael, don't let people walk all over you. Michael, you need to stand up for yourself. None of it was about, oh, here's what's wrong with you. If anything, it was, well, what's wrong with you is, Michael, you're not speaking up. You need to speak up. You need to do this. You need to, defend yourself. You need to speak up socially. You need to protect your boundaries and don't let people do that. And if people do, you got to get them out of your life. Like, it wasn't about what was wrong with me. It was about what was wrong with the people that were around me. Essentially, it was, how do you deal with narcissist abuse without any of them really understanding or knowing even the word, like, well, what is narcissist abuse? That's a very new understanding that we have now. So I'm basically surmising, guessing, a lot of you on this channel, that really, a lot of you think and were convinced that you're broken, something's wrong with you, you need to change, you need to be fixed, when the truth was, it wasn't you at all. You needed to develop your own boundaries. You need to develop self-love. And remember, self-love is self-protection. In other words, if someone's mean to you, walk away, cut them off. That is love. And believe it or not, but for a lot of you, that's actually a battle. Or at least it was for a long time, like self-love. Like, I was told that means you're arrogant and cocky and a narcissist. No. That's what a narcissist did to you. They convinced you that if you protected yourself, stood up for yourself, spoke up for yourself, that somehow you're a horrible monster, because now they can't walk all over you. Now they can't have their fun and games and terrorize you and destroy you. And now it's not easy. Like, hey, I don't like it. It was easy before. Make it easy again. So don't speak up. Don't stand up for yourself. Don't protect yourself. There's a thought that I just had. And we, as empaths, have protected, supported, loved, tried to heal, emotionally heal the narcissist in our life. We did everything in our power to make them happy, to get them to like themselves, to just everything. We would defend them and protect them and speak up for them. We would do anything and everything in our power to love them, to heal them, to make them happy. And there's been a shift that's happened because a lot of empaths are like, no more. And it's happening at a rapid rate within a very condensed amount of years. Like if you look at, let's just say, I don't know, I just saw a video where it's saying like we've been here for 6,000 years, but many people believe humans have been alive longer than that or on the planet. The point being is, like, even if you look at it such a short period of 6,000 years, in the last 3 to 5 years, empaths are like, no more. And it's happening around the world. There's a shift that's changing. And I tell you what, I think it's because of God. Time has just ran out. They're not changing. They don't want to change. You got to understand, it's not like, oh, well, they've been changing slowly over the last, 100, 200,000 years. No, they haven't. They're not changing at all. God says, time's up. That's it. And that's why all of us have pulled away. And believe it or not, I know this can sound funny, but one of the greatest heartbreaks, all right, I'm going to use my example. When I finally said, that's it, I'm done, and I pulled away, it was hard. It hurt. Because I'm realizing right now as I'm speaking to you, it wasn't just that one person. That was the final person. The final time. It's almost like there's this program in us that we are designed and built to love and to heal, and it's like God's saying you can't do it no more. You have to pull back, and it's like telling a bird not to fly ever again. And that's the awakening. When you finally just see it for what it is, it's like full stop, all brakes. You took the keys out of the ignition, you got out of the truck or out of the car, and you walked away. And I know a lot of you, and I've actually counseled quite a few people over the last 3 or 4 years, and they're like, well, can we make them better? Can we fix them? I'm like, stop. Just stop. It's over. And I know a lot of you wanted them to call you. You wanted them to apologize, and not only that, but make it right. But then there was the other side of you that had so much hurt, so much anger, so much, I don't know what the word is, like you were so mad at them. So somebody posted a response to my YouTube, one of my YouTube videos. It was a really brilliant thing, and I don't think he quite realized what he had posted. Okay, so his channel's name is Risky Dabs 3710. So Risky Dabs 3710. He had essentially said, so I don't know if I want to read. I'm just going to read the whole thing. So he said, my ex-girlfriend in the beginning of a relationship got super sick. I stayed by her side through and through, making sure she was okay. I remember it like it was yesterday. The day I prayed hard over her with pure intent on sending her some healing energy, knowing myself I knew it would work. But 3 days later, she went from a pale ghost to having so much light back in her. But then that's when the abusive, negative remarks about me came. She took the energy and made it negative. Her karma is she'll never have someone like me again. So I'm going to read my response. So I said, interesting how you stated that. I will use that myself. See, empaths, open-hearted people, transmute or shift negative energy into powerful positive energy, inspiration, motivation. Others, however, change positive energy into negative. And right there is when you can tell the difference between a good person and a narcissist. It really comes down to, do they take this as a lesson learned, develop, somehow eventually turn it around to positive, or are they one of those people that no matter what happens, they'll take the positive energy and they'll turn it into a negative? Alright, I'll give you a real life example. One day I was complimenting my girlfriend. I was basically telling her how beautiful she is to me. And I started to, because I was really like something, I was just really, I guess, emotional or in the moment, I'm not sure the word, but I really wanted to express to her how much I loved her and how beautiful I thought she was. And I got about 3 sentences or 4 sentences out, and she just starts yelling at me and, oh my God, and she turned it in this complete negative twist. I'm like, wait, that's not what I'm saying at all. Like, whoa, what's going on here? Like, it was complete opposite of what I was saying. And I just remember looking at her with this blank stare, like, it doesn't matter what I say. I realized in that moment, I can do no right. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, it's going to be viewed as wrong. And that was the beginning of the downfall. I just completely looked at her differently, because that wasn't the only time. There was a lot of situations and things that I've done and said, and it was always twisted into the complete reverse, uno reverso, or however you say that. And I just like, it's like I give up. Just like, it doesn't matter what I say, she's gonna get pissed. And now, when this happens to me, even if it's not a relationship, it could be a buddy, it could be a friend, someone I'm socializing with. The minute someone starts doing that to me, is like, oh yeah, I gotta get away from this person. If somebody is reversing your positivity and turning it into negative, keep it that simple. I don't care if it's a cashier at a grocery store, someone walks up and they're all happy and stuff, and they're ringing, they're putting their card in, the cashier gives them a dirty look, or is a dick, whatever. Like, look at that person. Like, someone walked up, brought you positive energy, and you return negative. So that's one of the simplest things that I use, is when I'm around people, like, what am I getting back? If it's not consistently positive, supportive, loving, kind, and good, then I'm out of there. One thing I want to say, what I said a little bit earlier in this video, about saving people, about helping narcissists or whatever, I am telling you, God has said it's over. It's done. Get out. Get out of God's way. If you're still with them, if you're still around them, you're going to get caught up in the aftermath, and it is not going to be pretty. I am telling you, get out. There's someone who had asked me a question. I didn't respond because it's kind of a long answer. I think I can say it better and shorter. He basically said, well, how can we take the demon out of them? How can we fix them? Because they, they're a higher self. Oh, they're so beautiful and wonderful. Well, either the person you're talking about is not a narcissist, in other words, is not a demon, or you really are naive as to what they are. Narcissists are demonic. Period. End of sentence. Done. We are at a time now when God is commanding us to step away. They can't be fixed. That's the entire purpose of all of this, of everything you've gone through, of everything they've gone through, of the whole, for the last 2,000 plus years, everything that was started when Christ was crucified on the cross, the whole amount of, I think it's 2,000 years now. The purpose is like, look, they've been given time, they've been given help, they've been given everything that they need. This is who and what they are. Period. End of sentence. The professionals, they are now admitting, and have been for about 2 years, they can't be fixed. Sam Vaknin, world famous narcissist who goes around telling professors at universities, he himself says, no, you won't fix them. They can't be fixed. They're not going to be fixed. It's not possible. He is a demonic narcissist. He has damaged people. He's been to prison because of it. He's done some really, really messed up thing. He is 100%. That's why he goes around the world and teaches people, because he gets his arrogant, egotistical mind stroked, and he's educating the world, so he feels important. Meaning he gets what he wants out of it, and we get what we need. And you know what? He'd kill you if you could get away with it. He himself has said, Don't trust narcissists. I'm telling you. He goes, they'll poison you. They will do things to you. They will stab you behind the back. They'll set you up. You can't trust them. He flat out said yeah, and the funny thing, he always lowers his voice when he says it. He goes, oh, yeah, they'll kill you if they can. And even the great famous Dr. Phil, he himself says, I was arrogant. I thought I could fix anybody. He goes, you can't fix them. So your answer is no. You're not dealing with an angel. When you speak about their higher self, I'm looking at you like, what are you talking about? What? They don't have a higher self. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole everything. Here's what I'm going to say. I think you've really been blinded. I think you're naive. There's something called, I don't know what you know about narcissist abuse, but I'm going to say this. You clearly don't understand what love bombing is. It was an act. It was fake. It was a play. It was a movie they were running through your mind to convince you that they were a good person so they could damage you. So shifting back to another section earlier in the video, you don't need to be fixed. And I've got a really good, I guess, metaphor I learned from, it was applied psychology class in college I took that a professor gave to us. He was a really good professor. Here's what he said. And I know I said this in the past, probably a year or more, maybe 2 years ago. He said, look, there's nothing actually wrong with you, the real you. See, you are white. You're like a white light, like a ball of energy. You're this pure, clear, white energy, this ball of energy. What happened over the years is someone lied to you. So that's little stripe of black that gets on the outside of the ball. And then somebody hurt you. And then somebody manipulated you. And then somebody taught you something that wasn't true. And then, or maybe it was wrong. And then somebody hurt you. And then somebody hurt you again. And all these little things, like little marks of like a black marker around the outside. And over a period of, years and decades, you generally the real you gets covered up by this darkness on the outside. But that's not you. In fact, that's not you at all. And he goes on to say, see, my job, now he was an active psychologist, therapist. And he goes, my job isn't to fix you. My job is to clear up this darkness that was put upon you on the outside of you that's covered up the real you. And essentially, that's what healing is. I'll share this again. The one of the things that made me fall in love with the NLP, I was already in love with it, but it was at one of the main trainings, the 5-week training, and I remember about, a week or 2 weeks in, I don't remember exactly when it was, but I remember they said, look, they were teaching us basically it's kind of like beliefs, but it's not called beliefs, it's called, I can't remember it now, but if it comes to me, but it doesn't matter, but we have this list of things we have to essentially look at and believe, and it's essentially the presuppositions. So we were taught that when you look at someone, there's nothing wrong with them at all. So he said, we don't walk around looking at people, judging them. They've got a phobia. Oh, they've got a this or they've got a that. I can fix that. No, that's what psychologists and psychiatrists do. They're literally trained and literally hypnotized into looking at what's wrong with people. We don't do that at all. And I was like, oh, this is cool. I love this concept. I fell in love with. And the lady goes, well, what if someone's addicted to heroin? I mean, clearly there's something wrong with them. And Dr. Chad James goes, no, only if they think there's something wrong with them. And he goes, obviously bar anyone breaking into your home, stealing from you, or physically harming you. Other than that, as long as they're minding their own business, it's their journey. It's their life. Like, there's a lot of homeless people where I live now. I mean, the homeless population has just exploded in the last 4 or 5 years. And I talk to them like they're an everyday person. Now you're like, oh, so I'm supposed to go around talking to... No, I don't go around talking to... I'm just like walking out of... Hey, what's up, man? And they kind of look at me like, hey, what's up, man? It makes them feel really good. And I'm like, well, what's going on? See, I don't view people as in there's something wrong with them. I just see them as people. And if they're being nice to me, I really like that. So here's what Dr. Tad James said. He goes, there's only something wrong with them if they come to you and say, hey, I need help. This is what I want to change. So on that note, I want you to know that the real you're a beautiful being, and especially if you're an empath, you are such a wonderful person. If you are a light worker, an empath, someone who truly is a heartfelt person, you are such a wonderful person, but you never were told that. So that's going to lead off into the next video, which is about how you have to become your own authority. You have to learn how to develop the internal side of your brain, because that is self-authority. That's when you self-think. That's when you're like, well, what do I think about this? What do I think about me? When your self-authority becomes more important than external authority, that's when you start finding your happiness. See, all I'm doing is getting you to go back into you. That's all I'm doing. So I'm going to leave this at this. I'm going to go into the next video and I'm going to continue from this point. Alright guys, thank you for listening very much. This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com or spiritualbadass.com with 2 Ds. If you like this video, please click subscribe, click the like button, make a comment, and if you want, you can go ahead and make a donation. There's a PayPal link right there in the description box. God bless you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.